A sudden explosion sending people running out into the streets.
That was the scariest thing I've ever experienced. Look at this, yo.
Several businesses now off limits, while investigators try to figure out what caused the blast.
The windows of the gym are completely blown out.
A community now trying to come to grips with the chaos and the destruction left behind.
Oh my God. God help me, Lord, please. No.
Good evening, I'm Melina Machado.
And I'm Trina Robinson. The community in Plantation is still in shock tonight as nearly 24 people are recovering.
And here's what we know so far. The explosion happened around 11:30 this morning. At least 23 people were injured. 2 of them are in serious condition. A child is among those hurt in the blast.
And here's a view of that shopping center, and you can see clearly the only thing left from that blast after it happened is a metal frame. Meanwhile, the LA Fitness next door suffered significant damage with its windows blown out and debris strewn all over the parking lot and surrounding areas.
All of the businesses at the Market University Plaza are closed for now as crews continue to assess the damage.
Our team coverage tonight begins with NBC 6 reporter Daryl Forges. He joins us live from the Broward Health in Fort Lauderdale, where one of the victims remains in critical condition and is being treated tonight. Daryl.
Yeah, that's right, ladies. Good evening to the both of you. Well over 19 people were treated at 3 different hospitals all across Broward County. But tonight, we're happy to report that the majority of those people have been treated and released from the hospital. Trini just talked about it. One person is recovering right behind me at Broward Health, listed at this time in fair condition. But tonight, after seeing that destruction from that explosion, many are calling this a miracle.
The ceiling just kind of caved in, kind of collapsed on me.
18-year-old Justin Housen was working inside Faux Brothers, a restaurant located inside the Plantation shopping center, when the explosion happened.
I thought like the Avengers came or something like that, because it was just a lot of smoke. It was just something it was traumatizing. It was traumatizing.
The 18-year-old was transported to Westside Regional. Thankfully, Justin suffered minor injuries and was later released. Plantation police say a total of 23 people were injured, including a child.
We found patients scattered all about the debris area. So it's tough to really identify where they actually came from. And then we had patients who had wandered away and came back again.
Out of the 23 injured, 2 were rushed to Broward Health, including that child, 13 to Westside Regional, and 6 to Plantation Regional. The majority were treated and released. 1 is still listed in fair condition.
I knew that kind of destruction, I needed to jump in and be a good Samaritan and help out. So I identified myself as an emergency physician.
Mark Mitchell is a doctor at a level 2 trauma center in Aventura. He was leaving a spin class with his wife and saw the damage. He jumped in to help set up triage.
We didn't even have any reds. We had quite a few greens, minor cuts, abrasions, lacerations, some yellows, some people with chest pain who had cardiac conditions, a gentleman who had trouble with his left hip walking.
But luckily, no one died.
I'm just glad I'm safe, you know. I'm glad the people around me are safe.
And speaking to that doctor, he also told us that he's seen a lot of things in his career, but seeing the destruction, seeing the damage, he said that he just knew someone died after that explosion, and he was amazed to find out that everyone was okay after that explosion from earlier this morning. Now, as for that person that's still listed in fair condition behind me at the hospital, we're still working to get more information on that patient, so we'll have more about that coming up for you on the later editions of NBC 6 News, as well as on the NBC 6 app. But for now, we're live in Fort Lauderdale tonight. Daryl Forges, NBC 6 News.
Our team coverage continues with NBC 6 reporter Andrea Martinez.
She is live at the scene. Andrea.
Yeah, it's been nearly 12 hours now since that explosion happened here at this shopping center. Take a look at the scene now. Police tape still surrounding the perimeter. We've still got lots of debris out here left to clean up. Authorities, of course, managing the area here. Now, this is the debris that injured 23 people in all of this. But the good news is, like Daryl just said, so far tonight, no reports of fatalities.
Look at this.
Chaos chaos and panic.
Is anybody inside? Did anybody check if anybody's inside?
As a vacant pizza restaurant exploded this morning at the Market on University shopping center in Plantation.
An explosion. So just in there, just 1 minute just cutting tomatoes, and all of a sudden, boom! I saw ceiling tiles fall down, a water pipe bust as well. So,
oh my God!
The blow injuring 23 people as concrete and debris flew through the air. Plantation Fire Rescue Chief Joel Gordon says one of them was a child and another remains in critical condition.
We've pretty much completed the search for victims. We believe we've located just about everyone. We are doing what's called a secondary search.
Ann Hunt says she was inside of the gym at a yoga class when everything went dark.
The ceiling tiles started falling down, the windows blew in, glass was everywhere. It was very traumatic, not what you expect when you're in a yoga class trying to relax. So
at first, officials said it was a gas explosion, but later they said an official cause would be released after a thorough investigation. A spokesperson for Teco Energy says the gas company has customers at the shopping center. They have shut down all natural gas to the center and are working with officials to determine a cause. All of this making for a scary day these residents soon won't forget.
It's just amazing how things could turn south so fast. A tremendous disaster. I've been living in Plantation for 35 years and I've never seen this before.
Turning south so fast. He said it. Now, University Drive is back open tonight. All stores and businesses in this plaza will remain closed until authorities deem them safe again. Now, the cause of all of this is still under investigation. Reporting live in Plantation, Andrea Martinez, NBC 6 News.
Down to an image of the LA Fitness before and after that explosion. You can see it suffered some pretty significant damage. The windows were blown out and the LA Fitness sign has some letters dangling, and you can even see crumpled rubble scattered all over the ground near the entrance. Now here's a similar comparison of the shopping center showing a bird's eye view before and the after blast. It gives you a sense of just how extensive the damage is in the area most severely impacted by the explosion. Only a metal structure remains a part of that shopping center.
Meanwhile, there are now a lot of questions about how this happened in the first place. NBC6 investigator Tony Pipitone has been looking into what we know about the building and what it could mean for the investigation going forward.
From above, you can see where the damage is greatest, in the back of what was a pizza shop before it shut down in December. But the natural gas lines remained, and a chemical engineer and explosive expert told me today the blast pattern seen here is certainly consistent with a natural gas explosion. All you need is a gas leak, some oxygen, and a spark, and this is what you get. At this point, Plantation Fire is not ruling anything out.
Everybody who has a potential concern would be here initially. And as we dig down further into it, we'll start figuring out what we've got as far as concrete information and then make more determinations from there.
Natural gas is lighter than air, so it rises toward a ceiling. And in a confined space, it concentrates. Once it takes over 5 to 15% of that space, a room or a building can explode. All it needs is the spark from, say, electrical switches or relays. While the former pizza shop space was vacant, the complex, bought in 2007 for $24 million, was not. We found several construction projects had begun in that nearly 6-acre property since April, including the recent emergency installation of a sanitary sewer line. Now, the experts will look into whether that or something else may have helped provide the fuel for what happened there today. But they do marvel, thankfully, at how injuries were not more severe or even fatal. Reporting in the newsroom, Tony Pipitone, NBC 6 News.
New at 11, Tico Peoples Gas is responding to the blast in Plantation, saying that the cause of the explosion, again, is unknown, but the company is working with law enforcement to investigate how this happened. In a news release posted on their website, they say their technicians found no natural gas leaks and that they shut off natural gas service to the area as a precaution.
And Alina, there are residents in the neighboring area from where the blast happened that spent part of the day repairing their homes. That's because this explosion was so powerful. One home in the 1300 block of Southwest 73rd Avenue, about a block away from the LA Fitness, suffered shattered windows and cracks in the ceiling. That was a doorbell video of a resident's door when the explosion happened. So forceful that it made the door rattle pretty loudly. Other residents had to deal with cracks in the walls and in their ceilings and shattered glass doors and windows.
I thought someone had thrown a firecracker at the window. That's what made it shake.
One resident told us he thought something had crashed onto the roof of his house. Despite the cleanup, neighbors are glad that was the extent of the damage and that no one was killed.
And we will stay on this breaking news and bring you any new developments as we learn them on air, online, and also on the NBC6 app.